Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to laughingplace.com's Star Wars Headlines, a live discussion of all things Star Wars. I am Rebecca Mosley, the co-founder of Laughing Place, and with me is our West Coast correspondent and director of all things Star Wars here at Laughing Place, Mike Celestino. Hey, Mike.
Hello.
How are things going as we prepare for May the 4th?
Well, I knew May was going to be busy, so I should have been prepared, but it's very, very busy already.
It has
and
been
it's just getting started.
I was going to say, I felt like I woke up with my schedule full, and suddenly I realized that there could be more added. So that's how it is. Charles Johnson, early May the 4th be with you as well. I am very excited for all the fun. But right now, we're going to dive into some of the latest headlines that we've been reporting here at laughingplace.com, starting with a behind-the-scenes documentary that's going to be debuting, Mike.
Yeah, so we got a trailer for this the other day. It's going to be put up. The full documentary is going to be put up on May the 4th on the Apple YouTube channel, and it's called Behind the Mac, meaning Mac computers, Skywalker Sound, and it's all about how, I guess, Skywalker Sound uses Mac computers to create the audio effects for Star Wars films, which is one of the best, one of the big highlights of Star Wars is the audio, the way the movies sound. And this is going to be enlightening, I think, to find out about how they do that.
One of the things that they mention in the film, and is so right, is just how many of these just little seconds of sound are so instantly recognizable. You know exactly what you're hearing, whether it's Darth Vader's breathing or the astromech sound. So it's just I'm excited for this. It's coming on May the 4th. You can check out a teaser over at Apple on YouTube for more information if you are so inclined. Over at Lucasfilm. Lucasfilm has launched a Get in the Door documentary series.
Yeah, so I read the little synopsis of this and I watched the trailer. It says that this is intended to kind of demystify the process of how you would become a Lucasfilm or Industrial Light and Magic employee. I think with the intent of boosting the numbers of their, less underrepresented communities in those departments, in the visual effects field and at Lucasfilm in general. So I think they're going to be interviewing a bunch of different individual team members there, or whatever they call them, employees at Lucasfilm and ILM, and talking about how they got their positions and what it's like being a VFX artist, or I think several other positions.
Yeah, one of the things in the introductory announcement is just making sure that people understand. Lucasfilm has nearly 200 roles in creative development through to post-production, and then ILM, Skywalker Sound, it's over 500 roles. I mean, if you've sat through the credits at the end of any of these films, you can see that it just, goes on and on. There are just so many different types of talents and different types of skill sets that are required to put together a film like this. And it's exciting to me that they're going to, make sure that people are more educated and aware of the different ways that you can enter into this magic making, realm. Because we both studied that other side of the camera aspect, but not everyone is as educated on what types of opportunities or how they can bring their unique skills to movie making. So a very exciting project coming from Lucasfilm. That's the Get in the Door series. Over at Times Square, Mike, this was an impressive visual. I'm gonna set it up here for everybody.
Yeah, so I was a little confused by this, and I didn't really get it from either our article or the press release that went out or anything. But is this something that went up recently in Times Square, or is this
I believe this is something that went up more recently.
Okay.
But they are offering this behind the scenes look at it now. So I don't know the total time frame of when this billboard appeared versus this behind the scenes peak.
Yeah, I just thought it was odd that this would have gone up recently because Book of Boba Fett has ended months ago, and as far as we know, I mean, we haven't gotten a second season announcement or anything. We are getting the behind the scenes Disney Gallery special on Wednesday for May the 4th, so that's exciting for Book of Boba Fett. But
I got a bit of the impression that this was more about that OLED technology, and Star Wars Boba Fett was like a proper IP that was good for introducing that. But this billboard is at Times Square, and there's a behind the scenes aspect available. We've reported on it here at Laughing Place, and you can learn about how the billboard was brought to life.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Just looking at the video of it, it's pretty impressive. It's a trick of the eye. It's not really 3D, but it does give the impression of being 3D because the billboard kind of wraps around the building at like a 90-degree angle, and it's Boba Fett kind of looking down at you from his throne room.
Have you seen some of these from other nations, Mike?
Here and there in Tokyo, they have a lot of cool electronic billboards.
My favorite was one where it looks like it's an enormous, like some sort of like aquarium that's housing this enormous sea creature, and then it just seems as if the wall breaks, and the visual is so powerful you almost like cringe awaiting the wave of water to hit you. So I'm excited to see its arrival. This type of really high quality visual billboards there in Times Square. So pretty cool.
It's pretty neat looking, yeah.
Continuing with Boba Fett, D23 has announced a dude. Here, Mike, I'll let you talk.
Okay, there's a sweepstakes you can enter at D23, the official Disney fan club. You could win a sideshow Boba Fett statue, which you see there. Is it a statue or a figure? It's a 6-scale figure, so I think it's posable. It has a lot of cool details, and you also get the full Skywalker Saga, all 9 movies in the Skywalker Saga on Blu-ray. It's pretty cool. It's called what's it called? Galactic Bounty Hunter Sweepstakes from D23.
And this is currently open, and it will conclude on May 7th. So be sure to check out our friends over at D23 for more information on that. With May the 4th around the corner, we've been keeping track of all the various celebrations and opportunities that are happening, including those at Disney parks. And we over at Disneyland Paris, they announced a variety of Star Wars themed treats will be coming to the Cafe Hyperion, along with various Star Wars characters to meet and greet. You've got Chewie, Vader, Fett, R2 have been announced. They also talked about some of the First Order making appearances, and then they showcased that Illuminations will have a Star Wars sequence. I can't recall if that's unique or if Illuminations always has a Star Wars sequence, and they're just making sure you remember that. So as you make your May the 4th plans, you can remember to stick around for some Star Wars fun pyro style.
I believe I've seen that show when I was in Paris, and to my memory, I think it did have a Star Wars segment, but I'm not 100% on that.
Kahoot has jumped into the May the 4th fun with a variety of quizzes.
I think they're actually courses. So I think beyond like trivia quizzes, I think that there are like courses that teachers can use in the classroom, to my understanding. I could be wrong about that.
The way that Kahoot often will work is they'll have these themed quizzes that include education. So you'll have a small portion before the questions begin that kind of discuss the theme of whichever topics you're dealing with. So with the Star Wars celebration, they're focusing on elements like STEAM, STEM. They dropped the A for theirs. STEM programming. So things like engineering concepts. They're bringing the Star Wars universe into those types of presentations, coupled with the questioning. And then they also even have languages inspired by our C-3PO, who is fluent in how many forms, Mike?
Oh, 10 million, I think, something like that.
It's enormous. And they also are using a bit of a mindset programming as well. So things like in this case, dream big, or visualization skills, these types of elements as well. So those are over at Kahoot, of these new Star Wars themed courses that are presentations coupled with fun interactive quizzes. You can find those at Kahoot, and those are free. So check them out. Gaming deals have hit in celebration of May the 4th. Man, pretty much, Mike, when I was looking at this, it seems like just about any Star Wars game I want is on sale right now.
Oh, great. Yeah, there's some good ones out there. I should probably wait next time to buy things until May the 4th.
Yeah, no, Jedi Fallen Order, Star Wars Battlefront 2, those are like at 70, 80% off in some cases. Minecraft, Sims 4 with the Journey to Batuu element, that's on sale. Star Wars Episode 1 Racer, so many different games. Like I say, our article that will be linked below has collected the wide variety of gaming titles that are currently on sale as we prepare for May the 4th. Disney Emoji Blitz unveiled a new character, and that is Yoda. Yoda has finally made his way to Emoji Blitz. This is a Disney Emoji Blitzer girl on Twitter, and you can see Yoda here with the graying at the temples. That's how you know it's not Grogu.
Yeah, we call him old Yoda now.
Right? Yeah, exactly. So be sure and check out all the fun happening over at Disney Emoji Blitz during the Star Wars May the 4th celebrations. Her Universe, new designs, new fashions from Her Universe as May the 4th approaches.
And these are themed to the light side.
Yeah, did you see this one, Mike? It's this beautiful like cloudscape, and then you've got the Rebel ship. I think, is it Ghost? I want to say
the Ghost.
Should I read into that? The fact that Her Universe is bringing me Ghost. Should that make me question if I might see Hera's ship appearing in some of these upcoming live action series, Mike?
Certainly possible. That ship is around during the period when Hera would be younger, obviously during Obi-Wan Kenobi, but it's possible that ship could show up.
Yeah.
There's also the Ahsoka series coming that will almost definitely have that ship in it, if I had to guess, because I'm pretty sure they were using that ship to look for Ezra, if I'm not mistaken. So
yes, no, you're right. Like I say, for me, that was instantly what popped into my head, and I was like, yeah, I wonder if Mike will concur or call me crazy. They also have this cape celebrating the Ahsoka character with the interior hood featuring that blue and white that we are think of when we think of Ahsoka, as well as her signature logo and her fulcrum design as well. I think it's fulcrum. Yeah, fulcrum. Also a athletic long-sleeved jersey style shirt. It's not quite a Spirit jersey, but it's similar. You've got the Jedi logo on the front, the phrase Jedi Knights signature in a signature font, and then on the back you have a collection of Jedi. And Mike, I want to know, what do you think? What do you think of the collection they've selected here?
Obi-Wan, Luke,
Obi-Wan,
Yoda,
we've got Luke,
Ahsoka,
we've got
Rey.
Master Yoda, Ahsoka, and Rey Skywalker.
They're certainly all Jedi. I don't know what the connecting thread is between them. Otherwise,
is this what you would, if you were creating, let's say, a Mount Rushmore? Because there's only 4 on Mount Rushmore, but here we have 5. Which are any of these ones that you would be like, I'd put someone else there instead of, or is this pretty well the iconic selection?
I would probably say Anakin. People would probably say Anakin is more important. It's his story really across the first 6 movies, so it's odd to me that he's not there. I would say maybe Anakin instead of Ahsoka. That might be controversial, but yeah, Ahsoka is really in the ancillary materials so far more than the movies. So
agreed. I kind of was, just because I'm such a fan of Mace Windu, I would like to see a Jedi collection that maybe features. Maybe they could do like a secondary one where it's Ahsoka could be over there, and you could have Ahsoka and Mace Windu.
I guess Ahsoka has to be on it if it's from her universe, right?
Right? Yeah. It also makes me wonder how her role within this Skywalker saga will be shaped by the upcoming series. Once again, perhaps I over analyze some of the merchandise offerings, but I wonder sometimes if they're kind of giving us a bit of a lead on where some storylines are headed. So we'll see. I know Becca, when we were talking about this jersey on Barely Necessities, she is not a fan of the Rey Skywalker moniker. I think she would prefer that there was not a Skywalker listed there as a family name for said Rey. But
I know there are a lot of people who feel that way. I don't particularly care either way, but yeah, I've heard that complaint before.
You're heading to Star Wars After Dark, right, Mike?
Yeah, Disneyland After Dark, Star Wars Nite is tomorrow evening at Disneyland. Very excited for that. Very curious to see what they've cooked up. I actually haven't really looked into it that much. I saw the food that we're about to talk about. So I saw that list, but that doesn't really affect me. So I guess it doesn't spoil anything. But I have no idea like what characters to expect or photo ops or shows or anything. So I'm kind of going to be surprised when I get there. But it'll be another fun evening of running around. That's what these Disneyland After Dark events are, just me running around a lot and trying to get pictures of everything.
I was trying to recall, have they held a Star Wars night previously at Disneyland Resort? What were some of the unique offerings that you can remember from that?
Well, this was before Galaxy's Edge opened, so we didn't have Galaxy's Edge yet, but there were Ewoks. That was kind of a cool one, I remember. Gosh, this is like 5 years ago now, so
yeah.
I'm trying to remember like what I remember seeing what's her name from Rebels, the younger girl, Sabine Wren.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, little like more obscure characters like that than you don't usually see at the park. Yeah.
Is there anyone or any character in particular you're kind of hoping will make an appearance?
They got it. They haven't ever. I don't think they've ever done Din Djarin the Mandalorian in a Disney park. So yeah, let's get him in there finally. Come on.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
It's been years.
In addition to the specialty items that are going to be available at Cafe Orleans, there's a special menu there, and we'll have that link below. They also have unveiled a few new menu items just in general within Galaxy's Edge. And I learned about one of them initially from this tweet by Matt Martin. We are going to see the greatest navigator in the galaxy, Geode, celebrated in a dessert menu item. And Mike, I pulled it up. It is is it Vintian mineral mousse?
I think Vintian.
Vintian, that makes more sense. Vintian mineral mousse. It is a dark chocolate mousse with a banana brulee center, strawberry mousse, and vanilla chantilly atop chocolate crumble garnished with a cherry. So this particular item, so you'll have to take a peek at it, Mike, and let us know, how does it compare to Geode?
I mean, I find myself frustrated by the character of Geode, so I don't know how excited I am for I mean, I can't eat the cake anyway, but I'll try to get a picture of it or whatever. But I think like Geode is like a one joke character that they keep repeating the same joke. Like the joke is that he doesn't move or say anything, but people react to him like he did. And it just keeps happening. And I'm just like, well, what's really happening in this situation? Because people keep responding to him like he's talking and moving around. And he doesn't. Like we never see that happen in the novels. He's always just there. He's always just a monolith, like a rock. And I don't get what the reality is of that situation. Like, what is Geode not able to move when people are looking at him or something? Like, I don't understand it. So it's frustrating to me.
Doobie is asking, will it be Mike or Lodico who is in attendance at Star Wars Nite?
I will say Lodico will not be at Star Wars Nite tomorrow night.
Okay. Continuing with our Star Wars Day coverage, Laughing Place has highlighted a foodie guide. So if you are heading to the Disney parks this May the 4th, be sure and stop by our foodie guide so that you can be aware of what delectable treats are available all throughout the parks. I'm sure we're going to talk about those a little bit more this afternoon on our Disney Parks Talk Live. That's right here on this very YouTube channel this afternoon. I want to say 4 o'clock. Is it 4 o'clock, Mike?
That sounds right to me.
Okay, good. That's what time I remember it being at. Over at Disney Springs, the May the 4th fun has begun with a new VR opportunity. I think you had a chance to sample this over on this coast.
Yeah, I've played the full game. I have the full game on the Oculus that I have in my home, but they also did the preview down at Disneyland Resort in the old ESPN Zone building. So you can go and try out this Tales from the Galaxy's Edge experience. And now this is basically the same thing that they've moved down to Disney Springs at Walt Disney World. I'm not sure which, do we know which building it's going to be in down there?
Yeah, I believe it's in the NBA Experience
Okay.
building. Judy, can you correct me if I'm wrong on that? But my memory is it's going into the old Disney Quest, recently NBA. Disney Parks Talk Live is reportedly at 3 p.m. Pacific today, so it's earlier than I thought. So there you have it.
All right.
This preview of the Galaxy's Edge VR experience is at Disney Springs now through July 21st. It's available for guests 13 or older. It is an afternoon into the evening, so around noon to 10 p.m. are its current operating hours, and fans who complete the experience on May the 4th will receive an exclusive poster featuring the Guavian Death Gang.
Guavian.
Thank you. Guavian Death Gang cell operating on Batuu and their merciless leader, Tara Roshan. So that's unique to May the 4th. So if you're a particular fan of this Galaxy's Edge VR experience, be sure and visit the link below so that you can find out more information on how to procure your poster. For those who are visiting the Star Wars Galactic Starcruiser, they've added a new makeover experience. What can you tell us about that, Mike?
So if you want to have your face painted to look like a variety of alien species, you can pay extra and they'll come to your room. One of the details in this that I found odd that they mentioned and specified is that the room door will remain open. I don't know why they specified that. Do you know why?
I think that would be a reassuring dynamic, as well as just because then it especially if you're somebody who's traveling alone, then you don't have the expectation that a stranger will enter your room with a closed door.
Okay, so there's a handful of choices of the alien species you can get, and some of them, this was interesting to me, some of them have been deemed Batuu friendly, meaning that you can wear them down to Galaxy's Edge and into Hollywood Studios theme park, but some of them are not. So there are limits to what you can bring out of the Galactic Starcruiser and into Galaxy's Edge. Otherwise, I think while you're on board, you can wear whatever the heck you want.
Mm-hmm.
But once you're in the park, you can't have your face fully covered. So I think the Murielin one is just like dots on the left and right. And there's a couple others that only cover part of your face. But if you do there you go. But if you do the Zabrak Darth Maul one, that's going to cover your whole face. So that I don't think you'll be allowed to wear that in the park.
And once again, there's a blue symbol that indicates it is Batuu approved, and you will find that on the site as you browse for your selected design. To me, this also will help you as far as your own guidelines when you're thinking about how you want to present yourself on board ship, what may or may not be acceptable then, to travel to Batuu, what alterations or whatnot you would have to make to whatever you're conceiving. So not only do you learn about what's available to you, but it might help also shape your own costume designs. the designs out there are incredible. I invite you to browse Facebook for Galactic Starcruiser groups. There's numerous groups out there who share their costume designs as they prep for their vacations, and the creativity is amazing. Mike, would you select one of these designs for your adventure?
Yeah, I would consider it. I wonder how long it takes, because my fear would be I was missing out on stuff while I was getting my face
They
painted.
say these transformations are meant to take about 30 minutes. So
Oh, so
you're
not
just
too
looking
bad.
at a half an hour of time.
Yeah, I would, if I did it, I would try to get it done like right away. But the question is like, okay, if you get there on day one, they let you in at 1 p.m. or shortly thereafter, go get your face painted, and you're that character for the rest of the day. Is that something that you would have to like either sleep really carefully to not mess it up, or you got to do it again the next day?
Well, I am not heavy makeup wearing individual, so I have not the skill set to share what that would be if it's possible. I'm looking at these and I'm thinking that yes, you're right, that you would have to redo it. I don't know how you would sleep with your face looking like this and then
Right.
wake up and your face would still look like that.
Right.
So, but there may be other people out there who are currently like yelling at the screen, going, "No, you can. You just have to put this thing on your face." So I don't know, but for me, I would go with this this one. Mike, you'll have to tell me the species the planet I'm inhabitant I'm looking at here, if it's identifiable.
Oh boy, what is the name of that
I
species?
I really like it, but I'll have to admit it reminds me of something more that I think of as typical to Star Trek than
Is this
Star Wars.
Murielin, or am I remembering that wrong?
I don't have it identified here, so you
So
are the expert.
I know where it comes from. There's a dancer in Jabba's palace in the special edition that has these markings, but I don't know 100% which species this is. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. I was gonna say, before the days of Google, you could have told me anything, and I would just go, of
Yeah.
course, Mike knows. So yeah. But let's see, Mike. We're on to a subject that you are most established in, and that is around here especially, is our comic reviews.
Yeah, this week was a good one. It was Crimson Reign, Star Wars Crimson Reign #4 by Charles Soule. And this one was all about the Knights of Ren. And you know those characters from, they were introduced in The Force Awakens, and they got a little bit more screen time in The Rise of Skywalker. But really where we've come to learn about them is in the comics. You know, Charles Soule did Star Wars The Rise of Kylo Ren, and that had a bunch more about who the Knights of Ren were and how they came to be in the service of Kylo Ren. And then this comic takes place earlier in the timeline when the Knights of Ren are working for Kira and Crimson Dawn. And this comic told us how that came to be. And then their first mission for Kira, which was actually kind of like a heist, traveling to the planet Mustafar, where Darth Vader's castle is, and they have to steal this key, this like ancient key from the castle. And I thought this issue was great. I love Charles Soule as a writer. I thought the art was great. And I'm really liking this Crimson Reign series because each issue is about a different character or set of characters who are currently working for Crimson Dawn, and you know, how that arrangement came to be and what their goals are under that criminal empire.
Earlier this week, I noticed a tweet that you shared from Charles. I was trying to see if I could find it here real quick, but I'm not stumbling up. There we go. I'd like to, share that because it is exciting news, and let you talk a little bit about it and how you feel.
So I guess this has probably been going on for a little while, but he said that kind of the cat's out of the bag, that he has become a creative consultant for Lucasfilm. Now, I don't know if that means like full-time permanent kind of thing, or if that means he's just like a regular guy they go to and just pay him whenever they need him for that kind of thing. I'm honestly not sure, but I do think he's one of my favorite current Star Wars writers. He hasn't done anything in live action or animation. It's all been in novels and comics, but I do think he would definitely translate over if they were to bring him in on a live action or animated project. I would love to see that. Very talented guy, great writer, and he definitely one of the things he does amazingly is he knows how to write dialogue in the characters' voices. Like, especially Lando Calrissian, whenever he writes Lando, I can hear those lines being said in Billy D. Williams' voice. Like, it's just perfect, like pitch perfect. And I hope that he's working in Star Wars for a long time.
I love when the writers within IP, like where the films are so familiar to us and those characters are so well established. I love when the writers are able to do exactly what you say.
Yeah.
It's almost like they present you with a script with scenic descriptions, rather, and then you can just that film is created in your own mind as you read their manuscripts. So I'm very excited by that news. I was thrilled to see that come through my Twitter feed, because I follow at Who's the Bossk Pod. That is Mike's Star Wars related handle there, Who's the Bossk Pod. That's where you can keep up with Mike's adventures, and especially with whatever Star Wars coverage he's providing. Laughing Place, we do all things Disney, whether it's Star Wars, Marvel, the theme parks, even some just business related news. For example, Bob Chapek is going to be delivering a commencement address this weekend, and we reported that because he's the CEO, and so therefore we talk about such things. But right now, this is Star Wars headlines, and we're gonna talk about this audiobook.
So I read these books when I was a teenager. They're the Star Wars X-Wing series, and they came out in the mid 90s. And this is the second book in that series. It's called Star Wars Wedge's Gamble. But back in the 90s, when they were releasing them, the audiobooks were abridged. So they took a bunch out. I always wondered, like, how did they decide what to take out of a book to make it abridged for the audiobook? But anyway, now they've gone back and they're re-releasing the books for the Essential Legends collection from Del Rey, but they're also redoing the audiobooks, which I think is a great, amazing idea. And they're doing them with the go-to guy, who's Marc Thompson, who does, I think he's done like 100, honestly, Star Wars audiobooks. He does all the voices. He's great to listen to. He has such emotion in his voice. And he's done Wedge's Gamble now, and I listened to that and reviewed it on laughingplace.com. They sent me a review copy of the digital files. So I love these books by Michael A. Stackpole. I love the audiobook that I got to listen to. Check it out. It's a great way to revisit the Legends timeline.
And coming soon is the Star Wars Celebration, and that's at the end of this month. And the full panel has now been released, which means, Mike, you have more of an idea of what you're going to get to partake in at Star Wars Celebration. You want to give us a little peek at what's kind of on your menu for the event?
So the big three are Lucasfilm. I think it's called Lucasfilm Studios or something. That's going to be Thursday morning. That's going to be where we're going to get most of our big announcements. So that's like kicking off the whole thing right at the beginning of the convention. There's nothing big Friday morning, oddly, which I found odd. But then Saturday morning, the panel's called Mando Plus, which I thought was a clever name. And that's going to be Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau just sitting on stage talking about The Mandalorian and all the tie-in spin-offs of that. We might get some big news out of that as well. Very much looking forward to finding out what's going on in the Mandalorian universe. Then Sunday morning is the Bad Batch panel, which is the animated series that's entering season 2 this year on Disney Plus. So those are the big three that we know about. There's also a bunch of smaller panels going on throughout those 4 days. Probably the one that, there's a lot of publishing this year, which I think is great, because last time I went to Celebration in Chicago, I think there was one publishing panel, and it was rapid fire. They went through everything. And I thought, okay, they could stretch this out and cover more stuff. So there's like 3 publishing panels, which is fantastic. Can't wait for that. But then the other one that I'm super psyched for is Star Wars tabletop games, which I'm really into. And they actually said, like, in the synopsis, you may end up leaving with some, complimentary copies of Star Wars games. So I'm like, yeah, please give me all the games. And I'll definitely be there for that one. But there's just so much to look forward to. And we just got a comment from the folks at Skywalking Through Neverland. They're actually going to be coming on Who's the Bossk in a couple of weeks to do a Star Wars Celebration preview episode with me. So that's very appropriate that they're here commenting, and looking forward to talking with them about that. And they have some panels they submitted panels. You can submit panels as fans, as podcasts, or whatever. I know they're going to be on the podcast stage at one point. They're gonna, and they have like 3 other panels that they're doing, which is insane.
Oh, fantastic!
It's going to be jam packed. The weekend from Thursday. Well, actually, for me, it's going to start Wednesday evening with like the pre-party, but it's going to go nonstop from that point until it's over on Sunday evening.
So be sure and follow at Who's the Bossk Pod and at Laughing Place, as well as the crew from Skywalking Through Neverland. Celebrating Ewok Adventures. They're excited about the Ewok panel. Hey, like I was telling Mike the other day, I was wandering through Batuu the other day, and I had to help collect a hanger for a hang gliding thing for Ewok.
Oh, yes.
I had to go scanning crates and looking for that. So, you know, I did my part to help out the Ewoks the other day. And they announced a special additional guest for the Star Wars celebration.
Yeah, well, how could you have this Star Wars celebration without Ewan McGregor there? Because Obi-Wan Kenobi, the live-action Disney Plus series, is launching during this Star Wars celebration. So, of course, Ewan is going to show up, and he's going to be available, I think, for 2 of the 4 days to take photos and sign autographs and stuff. But I'm sure he'll be on stage at some point as well.
Correct. He's going to be there, autographs, photo ops, May 26th and 27th. And Mike has a little bit of his own personal history with Mr. McGregor. So I'm going to share this brief clip. It's a little under a minute, so just stick around while we
Can I set it up real quick?
Sure.
Oh yeah. So when I found out that the Obi-Wan Kenobi show was coming out soon, I was like, oh, I got to dig up this old audio file of me from the one time I have interacted with Ewan McGregor, which I just have on audio. I don't have it on video, but I do think it's pretty funny. But I think that's enough. Okay.
We were not on musical in our way.
We were not on musical.
Yeah.
Just not on screen.
Just not on screen.
Thankfully.
What song would you have sung with Pooh, though?
There's a song that's not in this one, but that's in other cassette tape versions that I listened to as a kid, where he's trying to get honey from a nest.
Yeah.
You know the one?
I do.
And he's going, how sweet to be a cloud floating in the blue. And he's trying to, he's like, if I sing a song pretending to be a cloud, then they won't think that I'm a bear looking for honey. And it was a cute little ditty.
It's in the book. It's written like dum-de-dum, dum-de-dum-de-dum-de-dum-dum in the book, and you've got to make, I guess you make up your own tune.
It's in one of the animated shorts, too.
Is it?
I'm just a little black rain cloud.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Come on, everybody. That was nice.
And so there you have it. Mike, I don't know if you have anything to share kind of coming out of that video clip.
I just always like to say that I've sung a little black rain cloud from Winnie the Pooh to Ewan McGregor, and he reacted positively. He said that was very good. So a highlight, you know.
It was an adorable clip. By the way, I want to highlight the Bunta Eve Cantina. It's a pre-celebration bash. It's happening May 25th.
What a perfect segue, because if you want to hear me sing more, it's going to happen there.
So there you go. That's going to be happening before the fun really begins. In fact, it's I would say the beginning of the fun. I know the Skywalking Through Neverland team. I got to experience Star Tours along with them during the Skywalker Saga launch. They are also excited that Mike is singing. So if you haven't had a chance to catch that, be sure and go to the Bunta Eve Cantina. You can find out more information about that at Mike's Who's the Bossk Twitter. You can find out about it at, what's the Twitter handle for that?
It's called Virtual Cantina.
Virtual Cantina. And then Doobie pointing out that Ian had a brush with greatness during that moment. But if you aren't arriving that soon to the Star Wars Galactic Celebration, the D23 Expo's got you covered. On Thursday evening, they have Galactic Disco Night at House of Blues, Anaheim.
Yeah, so tickets go on sale for this tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. I'm going to try my best to get one. If I can't get a ticket for that, though, they just announced the bash, the 501st bash is happening that same night on Thursday for some reason, which I think it's always been on Saturday. I'm not sure why they're doing it Thursday. So that's going to be a little bit of a conflict. So I'll be at one of those parties, certainly. Hopefully I'll get a ticket to that disco night, because that's put on officially by D23. I think that'll be a pretty fun time.
And in thinking about Star Wars Disco, I was reminded of this cheesy and brilliant ad back, maybe a couple decades ago, or maybe just a decade ago, when they Spike Channel was getting ready to do a Star Wars marathon. So they had a bit of fun with the fact that Disco and Star Wars debut, we're hot on the scene around the same time. And
there's also a disco remix of the Star Wars main title theme that was actually a hit in the 70s. So there it is.
I will happily admit that I spent many an hour on a roller floor with my roller skates, dancing my heart out to this version of Star Wars. No lie, I did. I had some nice little roller disco moves. Back then. I actually really miss. I have to admit, I miss roller skating. It's fun.
Oh, I have a question for you, Rebekah. On Saturday during Disney Trivia Live, you asked me if I was going to get to your favorite Star Wars reference in other media. Did I get there in the quiz?
Oh yeah, no,
okay.
it's Hurley. And
Hurley. Okay, great.
It is the whole lost take on Star Wars, and the way that they bring it in here and there. Yeah, no, for sure. I was waiting, and I was like, "There's no way Mike's gonna let me down. He can't not feature Lost." So yeah, for sure. Oh, I am so still addicted. By the way, speaking of me and Star Wars and immersed in such things, Lego Skywalker Saga, Mike.
Yeah.
I'm still having way too much fun. Doing the linear storyline, that's fine and dandy, but doing all these other additional tasks. The other day I had to chase down some droids that had gotten loose, those little ones that I feel like they look like the ones that work with the lady on
Pelimato?
Yes, those little
the
things.
pit droids, yeah.
Yeah, that's what to me, that's what they look like. And they're scampering all over the place, and then they would stop and hide somewhere for a little bit.
Okay.
And I would have to go track them down. And after I gathered 5 of them, that's when my task was over. So I just had a lot of fun with that. I got to ride a bantha. So yeah, I'm having fun living my little Star Wars Lego life. Skywalking Through Neverland is doing the Skywalker Saga as well. Sarah's played through Empire Strikes Back. I'm leaving the original trilogy for the end. I'm bouncing back and forth between the prequels.
You're gonna savor it.
Yep. So I could just do that straight through and be totally in it. So yeah.
I put that game on my wish list, so I'll probably get it around the holidays, and that'll probably be the next time I have time to play it anyway. But the game I've been playing recently is The Witcher 3, which is probably a 8-year-old game. So this is how far behind I am on video games. But that game is amazing and awesome.
And what kind of story does it have?
It's like a fantasy role-playing game.
Oh wow. Ooh. Richard,
not Star Wars related in any way.
Oh no, that's fine. Skywalking Through Neverland, Richard has no patience for video games, and apparently is doing something much more constructive.
What a perfect time to plug this. What is it? This day in Star Wars. Today in Star Wars. I've already pre-purchased a copy of this book, and I'll be picking it up at the Bunta Eve party the night before Star Wars Celebration. It has something like This Day in Star Wars, but I'm sorry, I'm mangling it. Today,
I'm looking. You keep talking, and I'll find it.
This year in Star Wars.
You keep.
Okay, it's about. So you can look up a date. I know you can look up a date, and they've done. I think part 1 is January through June, and you can look up a date, and it'll tell you what happened on each year in Star Wars history for that date. Because I remember during the live stream for the qualifying round of that karaoke contest. I asked them to look up my birthday, December 9th, 1979, and they reminded me that they have not gotten to that Richard hasn't gotten to that yet. But yeah, today in Star Wars. Why did I say this day in Star Wars? Why would anyone word it that way? Today in Star Wars history, part 1, January to June. I apologize. Your daily Star Wars history lesson by Richard Wolosky with a foreword by Craig Miller. Pre-order it now. Visit skywalkingthroughneverland.com or skywalkingnetwork.com/book.
Here, let me pull off the banners so that you can see the URL there. Oh, we're in the way now. Here we go. I got it. Now you can see it. skywalkingthroughneverland.com/book. It's also available from Amazon as well. Always happy to mention the creative talents and projects of our friends. So congratulations, writing a book, man. Is that one of those things? Is that one of those things you want to do, Mike? It's not. I know I have friends who it's on kind of their bucket list, but that's never been something I wanted to tackle.
So that's one of the things that my mom has wanted me to do since I was like 22. She was like, "You should write a book," and I've had some false starts. I just don't have the attention span for it. Like my mind wanders to other topics. I've made a feature-length documentary, but a book might be a tall order for me. I might try it again someday. Right now I'm thinking about short films. I'm doing short films, getting back into that.
Oh, good. And speaking of short films, Mike.
Yes.
Your latest episode in the Antiquities, a Star Wars Galactic Cruiser story, has made its debut on YouTube here on the Laughing Place channel. Tell us a little bit about what we can expect to see in the latest.
I'm just laughing at that screenshot I took because it's so ridiculous and not really representative of what's happening in that scene. But I just thought it was a nice composition because you got the planet there in the background. And it's like that Saja lady is in a weird pose. She's actually like spelling out her name, which is what's happening right there. But I just like that weird composition and the serious look on my face. Anyway, this is part 4 of a 5-part series called Antiquities, a Star Wars Galactic Starcruiser story. It's both a pseudo documentary and a narrative short film. Parts of it are going to be narrative short films. Part 1 is a narrative short film. Part 5 will be a narrative short film. But the other 3 are pseudo documentaries, kind of mockumentaries about my journey aboard the Halcyon Starcruiser, starting on the beginning of day 1 and ending at the night of day 2, which is the episode that just came out, part 4. I don't know what else can we say about it.
No,
I like it. I think it's fun and silly, and I got in some good gags. There's some good like Disney theme park in jokes that I snuck in there here and there.
If you've been wondering what the Galactic Starcruiser experience is like, and you don't want just the talking head typical, hey, here I am doing X, Y, and Z, isn't it exciting? Which is fantastic. But if you're looking for something a little bit different, give Antiquities, a Star Wars Galactic Starcruiser, a look. Mike has done an amazing job of using the Starcruiser experience as a canvas to create his own Star Wars adventure tale. He adopted the character of Lodico Fendon, and he will take you on this really fun Star Wars story, a fanfic. And like I say, Disney gave him a magnificent canvas, amazing tools to create this very own fan-made short film. It's part, like I say, it's part travelogue experience of the Starcruiser, but part fanfic. So just a great sampling of what your Starcruiser experience could be like.
And I think that the great thing about part 4 is I think this is the one that really gets across how much they incorporated the story of my character into the pre-existing story. Mm-hmm. Because I was just blown away by this one part that happened to me, so much so that I just left it as like I think it's like 11 or 12 minutes that just runs in real time of me running around doing this one mission. And yeah, like I hadn't made this short film. I had written this backstory, and the characters all knew about that stuff and were referencing it. So somebody behind the scenes is paying attention. I hope that other people are getting that same kind of experience. Like if they put that much effort into it, I hope that the cast and crew of the Galactic Starcruiser are delivering that much. I mean, have you noticed anyone else kind of going to those lengths and being rewarded in that way?
It seems to me, even just based upon what little people have been able to invest, like initially, like even some of the earliest like bloggers who were invited and YouTubers who were invited, they did a really great job of even in incorporating some of the kind of the quirks or elements of that of those families or those group stories into the experience. For example, some stories where the family may have been divided between First Order and Resistance support and things like this. I saw the storytellers be able to bring some of that fun in and kind of, you know, focus and showcase and the way that, look, it really reminds me of the experiences I have aboard the Disney cruise, where day one there's all these strangers I'm introduced to, the staff of the ship, and so quickly they seem to be able to somehow know who I am, know what I like, and just engage with me on that level. And I see those same techniques within experiences aboard the Starcruiser. And it's just, instead of knowing that you like chocolate milk, they may be remembering that you somehow know that you have a fondness for Chewbacca or something, you know, something like this. It's just taking those same skill sets and applying them to your Star Wars experience. And it's amazing to me. And I'm sad that its price point makes it so challenging to get to it, because it's the experience seems so incredible, and the collaborative element, the social dynamic that's there, where you have strangers meeting and you get to know people, and the relationships, the friendships I've seen develop kind of through this experience together, that's so special too. And I know, you know, you spoke to that a little bit previously when we've talked about the Starcruiser. So I am in love with it as a project. And as you know, I was terrified. I'm still terrified of it as an experience. But as far as like from as a fan of themed entertainment and the Disney company, I am thrilled with what I've been seeing and everybody who comes out of it, the stories that they're sharing with me. I am so happy for them and thrilled for the design team.
Sweet.
Yes, and I know, Doobie, everyone's taking it now. I can't wait. I was waiting until the excitement of May the 4th and celebration kind of faded a bit. I thought during the summer months I'd be sending an email out asking Sarah from Skywalking Through Neverland to join us, and our friend Becky at Mouse Fan Travel, and Becca Burbank. There's a few people out there that I'm gonna toss it around and see who I know, what ladies are out there who can join us to talk about Galactic Starcruiser, kind of from that female perspective. So, because I know on here it's been all the guys who get to talk about it.
I can't wait to see it. That should be great.
Yeah. So let's see. I guess that's it, Mike. I mean, we get to rest a little bit before we come back at 3:00.
No,
to
not
talk.
resting. I'm like doing panic unboxings because I keep getting things in the mail that I have to unbox before May the 4th, and I'm like, I'm doing a Lego build right now, and I was like rushing so much. I keep making mistakes. Like I usually do make mistakes, but I'm making more than ever because I was just trying to get through it as fast as possible. And I have more coming tomorrow morning that I'm expecting. So it's like, and then I have to go to Star Wars Nite tomorrow night. It's just like jam packed right now. Yeah,
we're hoping that you'll be able to squeeze a little bit of time in to say hi to us over at Barely Necessities, because we know you've got all this content appearing on your doorstep. But if not, we figured
what time is that?
We'd pull. I was going to email you. I figured if you're not able to stop by live, we'd be able to showcase some of the content that you're creating right now as you are doing all of these various unboxings and preparing for May the 4th. You're going to be live from the parks on May the 4th, or
That sounds right. I think May the 4th. Yeah.
I was trying to remember for sure. I don't have my
I think
notes.
that's right.
Okay. So yeah, I think you're live for May the 4th in the later in the
From
afternoon.
Disneyland.
But
Okay.
we will be sure to put that information on Laughing Place. I know you'll tweet it from Who's the Boss. And Juby comes in to let me know 1 p.m. Pacific
Okay.
live from Disneyland, so you can see what's going on for May the 4th day at Star Wars. So lots of Star Wars content coming to you from Laughing Place in the days ahead. Also, on May the 5th, we're going to be Save the Galaxy. So lots of galactic adventures happening around Laughing Place, whether it's from the world of Star Wars or from the Marvel universe.
Oh yeah,
So,
yeah. That's
so
right.
lots going on. So stay tuned right here, this very YouTube channel. Oh, Mike, before we go, mention Who's the Boss pod, and then we'll sign off.
Oh yeah, Who's the Bossk is back this week, Wednesday, with the 100th episode for May the 4th. Very exciting.
There you go. Skywalking through Neverland. So see you tomorrow, Mike.
Yeah, I'm going to see them down at the Star Wars Nite at Disneyland. They're going as well.
I'll say see you all in about an hour. Thanks for joining us. Greatly appreciate you watching. Have a wonderful May the 4th. Bye.